As many of you will know by now, Tesla just bought around $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin at a near record high price of $44,000 per coin. And of course, the other big news was that Tesla is planning to accept Bitcoin as a method of payment for their vehicles from here on. And not only is this a huge slap in the face to big finance, but it's also a sign of mass adoption in my view. I remember back in 2015 discussing with a friend what mass adoption would eventually look like for crypto, and of course we joked about a future where Bitcoin was a standard and well-established method of payment, almost like a choice between cash or card, and everybody was using Bitcoin as casually as we'd use cash today. And of course since then we've seen huge improvements in the scalability of the Bitcoin network and the size of the system. There are roughly 14,000 Bitcoin ATMs around the world, and perhaps hundreds of thousands which are integrated with applications, which allow a fluid transfer between traditional fiat and Bitcoin. And as well as this, we've seen a massive change in the mindset of the average person in respect to crypto. 10 years ago, most average people thought that Bitcoin was nothing more than a really cool science fair project. 5 years ago, people thought that it was a tool which enabled criminals to evade the law and commit crime. But today there is a large and ever-growing network of businesses and other organizations who are accepting Bitcoin as they would accept a Visa or MasterCard. And I wanted to make this video to illustrate my analysis on why Bitcoin and crypto as a whole will likely never be the same again. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to subscribe to our channel for more monthly crypto giveaways and for more content like this. You see, any currency, including Bitcoin, is valuable in proportion to two main factors in my opinion. The first is the value that the technology gives to consumers in the form of utility and ease of use, and the second is a psychological position that the currency holds in the mind of the average consumer on a large scale. Think about it like this. As for the first point regarding the utility of a currency, the easier and more pleasurable it is to deal with, the more people will want to use it. And secondly, a currency cannot be a successful currency if a large number of people do not have faith in it and are not willing to accept or use it as a method of payment. And although a currency, in this case Bitcoin, has to be useful and have a strong technological incentive to use, I think that by far the latter point regarding the importance of psychological adoption of a currency is the most important factor which will make or break the currency. Tesla buying Bitcoin is a sort of informal validation of Bitcoin as more than just a project or an internet currency. As if Tesla, one of the largest and most respected companies in the world, have just bought Bitcoin and are willing to accept Bitcoin as a method of payment, then there will be a lot of people around the world who wouldn't have used Bitcoin before to buy things, who will now consider it because of its newfound association with Tesla. Another point which I think shouldn't be overlooked is that it's not just about Tesla buying Bitcoin, it's also about the approval of Elon Musk. Elon Musk is probably the most respected entrepreneur in the world, and his track record is quite literally second to none. But the thing is, he also has a history of getting into the right technological spaces at the right time. I mean, he founded X.com, which later became PayPal back in '99, and was one of the first people to pioneer digital payments. And then of course Elon founded Tesla in 2003, and then later on SpaceX and Neuralink, as well as other companies too. And so there is probably nobody in the world who has been as successful as Elon Musk at recognizing and then developing successful commercial ventures around growing technologies. And in my opinion, the simple fact that Elon Musk is now associated with Bitcoin will be a huge influencing factor for countless numbers of people around the world who are in a place where they are unsure about using Bitcoin. And so I can see a lot of long-term demand for Bitcoin being created as a product of the association of Bitcoin with Tesla and also Elon Musk. And this association will be particularly useful in my view as there are a large number of successful people on both sides of the Bitcoin fence. On the one hand we have people like Warren Buffett, who is of course a household name in business and investing and is famously against Bitcoin. And so having somebody with as much influence and respect as Elon Musk and also Tesla buying Bitcoin is a hugely beneficial thing. And anyway, the final point which I wanted to talk about was that with Tesla, a Fortune 500 company adopting Bitcoin, in addition to influencing consumers, Tesla being a market leader may have just set a new standard for technology companies in terms of accepting Bitcoin and other cryptos as a method of payment. You see, if accepting Bitcoin works out well for Tesla and Tesla gain an advantage by accepting Bitcoin, it's only natural that Tesla's competition will want to do the same thing in order to stay up to date. And considering that the automobile industry is notoriously competitive, it probably won't take too long either for companies to follow if this works. Anyway, that's all for today. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe for more content, and thanks for watching.